What's up, fantasy champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost an arm and a leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.
Okay, y'all can hear me now. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is your boy Darian coming to you live with another video just to let you know that I am in the building. Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if y'all can hear me now. Trigger time, if you did get your t-shirt, please send it to me. Please send it to me. I am sharing the live on all the Raiders groups on Facebook. So if you are on Facebook, share this live with everybody that is a part of the Raider Nation. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Monday, April 12th, 3:03 in the afternoon. I know on the West Coast, y'all are 3 hours behind, which is completely understandable. And we're going to have a few topics for y'all today about a little bit of Raiders news coming on. And then within that hour, what we're going to do is that we're going to take calls within that second hour of the show. But thank y'all for tuning in so much. If you have not gone and get the baby Trent Brown t-shirts, they are now available on spotlightsportsgear.com. If you are a moderator, make sure you put the link in the chat so the people can get a baby Trent Brown t-shirt. And just to let you know, if y'all have not followed me on social media, make sure you follow me on Facebook at Spotlight Raiders Talk, Instagram Spotlight Raiders Talk, and Twitter at Spotlight RN Talk. So make sure y'all go follow me on all social medias. We really do appreciate everybody being in here for this show. Now we're back with another video. So let me see how my audio is sounding with the headphones on. So let's get this thing rolling. Now let's get this thing rolling, and we are back, man. I actually have a video coming out on Caleb Farley coming out later on in the day. So make sure y'all check out the video when I drop it. Thank you, Trigger Time. Thank you, Trigger Time, so much for putting the link in the chat. We really do appreciate it, everybody. All right, so let's get straight into the actual news that we have today. Now, I did put out a video about Caleb Farley, which will be dropping tonight at 7 o'clock. So make sure y'all definitely take a look at that as well. But we do have some Raiders news coming out for y'all to talk about it according to RaidersWire.com and according to JustBlogBaby.com. That's where most of my sources come from, or some other ones like Las Vegas Raiders Report, Bleacher Report, or some of that nature. But make sure y'all check out that video that's coming out about Caleb Farley. A lot of people did a video about it, but I put my personal opinion on it. So yes, I was able to do it that way. So let's get into the latest news when it comes to Raider Nation. Now, according to RaidersWire.com, what they did was, let me get some word. I'm kind of parched for some reason. Okay, here we go. So here we go. The latest news that we had today from RaidersWire.com, it says that the Raiders pass on an offensive line and go defense in the draft network mock. Now, this is according to Draft Network mock that you could do your mock drafts there too. I did do a mock draft with the Draft Network before, so it was pretty different at the time. So I'm gonna just let y'all know, according to RaidersWire.com, they said we are just a few weeks away from the Raiders being on the clock at number 17. As the draft is getting closer, it does appear that the team is leaning towards a top pick on the offensive line, specifically right tackle, to fill in a void by Trent Brown, which I will get more into that as well once I respond to this article. Now, it does says, oh God, I got the sniffles and all. I don't know what's going on today, y'all, but the list of offensive linemen could consider at number 17 could go along as USC's Elijah Vera Tucker, Alabama's Lex Leatherwood, and Oklahoma State's Tevin Jenkins. Now, Leatherwood is now it says, however, there's a chance that the Raiders could avoid the offensive tackle on round 1 and go defense. I think we should go defense, and that's just my personal opinion. In a recent mock draft by Trevor Sikima of the Draft Network, he said that he has the Raiders going to get Mekhi Parkins, linebacker from Penn State, in the first round. And hear what he had to say about the team ignoring the offensive line and going defense. Now, he does say that the Raiders will likely have plenty of good offensive linemen to pick from in the first round, but he's saying that he's not sure they dismantle their offensive line by choice just to get a spit on the first round pick there. But he does say that he thinks that is perhaps foolishness if they believe in the guys they currently have. On the defense and their linebackers and edge rushers, Parsons can fill in a void with the main contribution coming from the center of that defense. Now, it does say a little bit more on this as well. It does say a little bit more on this, so I am going to respond, and I'm going to see what y'all had to say in the comments as well. So he does say that it would be surprised if the Raiders go defense in the first round. However, the linebackers and one position were there to appear to be set. The team restructured its contracts of Nick Wachowski and Corey Littleton this offseason and re-signed Nicholas Morrow. They also drafted Tanner Muse in the third round last year, and he's now recovered from a foot injury who needs to be mentioned. Now, if the Raiders go defense, look at them to add another pass rusher or cornerback or linebacker that could certainly be addressed in day 2 or day 3, but do not expect to go in the direction of round 1. Don't expect them to go in the direction round 1, and Parsons is an incredibly talented player, but the Raiders have much more needs and more important positions entering the draft. Now, this is according to RaidersWire.com, right? According to RaidersWire.com, this is what I have to say about it, right? And this is my personal opinion. Linebacker is a need, but it's not an instant need to go for it in the first round. And I'm just giving you my honest opinion. It's definitely something that you can get in the later rounds. There's so many offensive linemen that you can get in the second, in the third rounds, or in the fifth round. We have 2 picks in the fifth round, 2 picks in the 5th round, I think 2 picks in the third round. We got 8 picks all together, and it goes between 1 round and 6th round. we could get offensive linemen later on in the draft between second and third round. But first round, it has to be defense. It has to be defense. He is a top elite linebacker. Don't get me wrong. But what is the bigger need right now? Safety or linebacker? And me, it's safety, because just like Raider Honcho said in his video earlier, and I really like what Raider Honcho said, with Jonathan Abram and Carl Joseph playing almost similarity to each other, we really don't have no cover safety that has good ball skills. Jonathan Abram or Carl Joseph does not have no ball skills at all. I love Carl Joseph that he can tackle, that he could play up in the box, but we do not have a cover safety, and I'm not banking on Jeff Heath to be a cover safety. I'm not banking on that. So I watched your show, I watched your video, Raider Honcho, and I completely agree. I think Trevor Morrick gotta be there. Morrick gotta be there at 17 for us to get. But at the same time, if Trevor Morrick is not there at 17, then I say go get a Mekhi Parsons or go get a offensive tackle or offensive guard. It really doesn't matter to me, but I just feel like at the end of the day, Trevor Morrick is what we need. And I feel like Carl Joseph he's hella smart, but he's just not great in coverage. Him and Jonathan Abram play just alike. If Parsons there, yes, we take him, but I just don't see getting a linebacker in the first round. I just don't see it happening. The biggest need is safety, and you get the best safety on the board. And if Trevor Morrick is there at 17, I would not pick Mekhi Parsons. That's just my personal opinion when it comes to that. Because if you really think about it, right? If you go get Mekhi Parsons and Trevor Morrick is still there, we're screwed, because the next team is going to get him. So I like Mekhi Parsons. I think he's a top elite linebacker in this draft. But is it a need at number 17? Absolutely not. I don't think it's a need at number 17. Just my personal opinion when it comes to that. Because at the end of the day, the Raiders need to go by best available on need, not best available. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Talent does play a part. But at the same time, you have to figure out what you really need right now and what is our biggest weakness right now. Even though we signed Carl Joseph, even though we got Jeff Heath, free safety is a need regardless of the signings that we did in free agency. Simple as that. So shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We have 53 people in the chat on Facebook and 10 people in the chat on Facebook. I mean, 53 people on YouTube and 12 people on the Spotlight Raiders Talk on Facebook. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate all of y'all coming in the chat and having a great time with me talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the next topic I wanted to talk about when it comes to the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, Carl Joseph, I know y'all seen my video the other day that I was wearing all purple. I was wearing all purple with Carl Joseph. I was wearing, like, when the Carl Joseph news came out. So we do bring back, Carl Joseph, the safety. And, we didn't have him for a year. He was with the Cleveland Browns. And leaving the team that drafted him to a 1-year deal with the Cleveland Browns, he was a free agent again. He did, go among a few waves of signings, but the Raiders calling him, the former Raiders, he was an overall 14th overall pick, jump at a chance to return where his career began. So according to Carl Joseph, he did want to say that first off, he never wanted to leave. That's what Carl Joseph said over the video conference call. Like, he said this was his home and he was drafted here. He felt like he was born a Raider. So he got the opportunity to speak with John Gruden and knew that he had to take on a visit to sit down and talk with them. Spoke for a while that day, and they felt it was right to bring him back. It took some time to think it over, but he talked to his family, and at the end of the day, he ended up making his comeback to the silver and black, wearing that number 42. Now, the Raiders aren't in the same city that Joseph was drafted in. We are in Las Vegas now, but it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything at all. So Joseph was well liked with the Raiders, which I love the pick that we got him with the number 14 overall pick in a couple years back. But the only thing I have a problem with, can he stay on the field? That's the biggest thing with Carl Joseph. He's been so injury prone in his short career. Can he stay on the field? He has a little bit of speed. It's not the best, but he does have a little bit of speed that I can really say that he can, he can definitely come down and lay the wood on some running backs and some receivers or anybody that's a skilled player. But the coverage and him being durable is my biggest issue with Carl Joseph. I couldn't get much into it in my video because it was a breaking news about it. I know it's probably like a 1-year deal because according to Spot Track, we are 3.62 million cap space, and we still got to sign rookies and anything of that nature. So once the season was up in Cleveland, one that I can say, when he was in Cleveland, he did appear in 14 games. And the games, he only had 8 starts out of the 14 games, but most of those games he appeared since 2017. The result was the best tackle numbers of 2017 was his most pass breakups with 4 since his rookie seasons. And since his rookie season, he has 6. He had 1 interception of his 5 NFL seasons. I love Carl Joseph. I love him. I love Carl Joseph, and I feel like you bring a little bit of veteranship back to the Raiders because we're so young on that back end. So young on that back end. It doesn't make any sense to me that he's like so young. Like, we're so young back there. He knows he can help out as far as learning coverages and teaching these younger guys how to play this position. But in the draft, we still need a cover safety. We need a cover safety, and that's why we have to go and go get another safety in this draft. So you never know. You never know when it comes to this team. And we don't know what's going to happen in the draft. That's the biggest thing. You don't know what's going to happen in a draft. So that's going to be a big thing for us. That's going to be a great thing for us. So okay, so that's the news that I have from RaidersWire.com. Now let's go to JustBlogBaby.com, and I have a few things that needs to happen when it comes to this. So, okay, so it's been a lot. It's been a lot going on, and so if y'all have any questions that I missed, make sure you put them back in the comments right now. Make sure you put them back in the comments because I would love to hear what y'all have to say. I know I have to give y'all the news, give y'all some Raider news. I don't see Mekhi Parsons being there. So that's another thing. And Rilla says Arnett wasn't a reach. It's the guy that they wanted. So it's not a reach. If the person targets is there, it's not a reach. Arnett was a reach in some sort because it was other good cornerbacks on the board that we could have got that was better than Arnett. But I can completely understand where you're coming from. If Mike Mayock and John Gruden like the guy, that's the guy they're going to get. Arnett was projected to be a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. He wasn't even projected to be a 1st round pick. So it kind of was a reach. I think only reason why we went to Damon Arnett because AJ Terrell went to the Atlanta Falcons, and that's who Mike Mayock and John Gruden really wanted. They really wanted to get AJ Terrell, but he went to Atlanta, so they went with the next best thing that the Raiders felt as though that was good for them. But a lot of the Raider Nation, a lot of the Raiders fans say that it was a reach. Carl Joseph is a strong safety by skill set. Yes, I agree with that, Watts Raider. I definitely agree with that. So Alex says trade up for Michael Parsons on the draft and Christian Barmore at 17. No. If we're going to trade up, the best player to trade up for is Patrick Surtain, in my opinion. If we're going to trade up, for Patrick Surtain. That's just me. I love Patrick Surtain as a corner, but I still wouldn't think that we go get him. We don't need Barmore. We don't need him. We addressed the defensive tackle position in free agency, signing a lot of them. So in my opinion, I say no. I say absolutely not. All right, so any other questions that y'all have? Arnett needs to hit the weights and tackle with his head up. Thank you, Lamar Fields. Lamar Fields, thank you so much. Shout out to Lamar Fields. He is part of the Spotlight Sports Network. He's one of the writers for SpotlightSportsNetwork.com. Make sure you go check out his articles on SpotlightSportsNetwork.com. Morrig at 17 and right tackle at 48. Jamin Davis at 79. Tyson Campbell, cornerback at 80. I would trade Tyson Campbell for Trey Brown. I like Trey Brown out of Oklahoma a little bit better than Tyson Campbell. I do like Jamin Davis. Jamin Davis is very underrated. I don't think he's going to be there at 79, but if he's there, then I say take him, in my opinion. I say take him. I love Morrig at 17, get a right tackle at 48. I like that because you could definitely get it later in the later rounds. You definitely can do that, Dennis. All right, so I don't want Barmore, no pick in the second round. We don't need a defensive tackle in the draft right now. We really don't. Arnett was a third round pick. I agree. He definitely was a third round pick. The Raiders going to contend this upcoming year. AFC is going to be a great conference. I agree. It's going to be a great conference. I can't even be mad at it. Arnett just needs to compete as a coach at the NFL. He has no such coaching last year. That's true. Coaching was a big factor. I mean, he did have Ron Millinari, but Ron Millinari was trying to pick up the pieces for what Paul Guntner had to say. So, yeah. Morrig at 17, please. Yes. I wouldn't take Jamin at 17. I think he will fall to us in a second. Raider Alfredo, I can agree. He can fall to us to the second or the third round, depending on what the need is. Boss Raider said, Arnett wasn't even the best player available at that pick. Kenneth Murray was. Thank you. And that's who I originally wanted. That's who I really originally wanted because we really needed a linebacker, even though we picked up Witkowski and we picked up Corey Littleton. We still needed a linebacker, and I really like Kenneth Murray. I was so mad when the Chargers got him. I was so mad at that. Arnett at third round was rolling the dice. I believe there was a team interested in Arnett, and that's why we took him that early. Even if the team was interested, it was a lot of corners and linebackers that we needed last year in that draft. We got, but Raider Sparks, you got to think about it, Raider Sparks. We already picked up so many defensive linemen in the draft. We picked up so many defensive linemen in the draft. I mean, not in the draft, but in free agency. We don't need to actually look at a D tackle at this moment. We picked up at least about 4 defensive tackles and one defensive and one edge in Yannick Ngakoue. We don't need it. We don't need a defensive tackle at this moment. Yeah, Kenneth Murray was the best available linebacker at that time last year. He was the best available at that time. And Kenneth Murray had 105 tackles this past year for the Chargers. So, yeah. Yeah, he's going to develop. So Raiders for Life said, you want to talk about being mad? I'm going to be mad in this draft if the Patriots or Broncos get a quarterback. I hope everybody leaks frog them. I can see the Patriots needing a quarterback because Cam Newton is not the answer. And I don't really care for the Donkeys because the Donkeys is trash. I don't care. At number 17, we should take a DB or a linebacker. DB is the best place. Safety is the best position right now at number 17. Safety is the best position. There's no way we sitting here and not picking a safety at 17. I would love to get an offensive lineman at 17 if Morick is not there. But if Morick is there, you do not take an offensive lineman. I'm an offensive-minded guy, but defense wins championships. Sorry. We needed a linebacker, homeboy. That's why we talking about drafting a linebacker. Exactly. Vinny Thomas, what's up, man? Morick or JOK at 17? I'm taking Morick, man. I'm taking Morick at 17. That is our guy. And if the Raiders don't see that and we get somebody totally different, they better not get a wide receiver. They better not get a quarterback. They better not get nothing involving the offense besides the offensive lineman. Other than that, they need to go somewhere else with that. Not top 50 is not top 20. Come on, man. You got to do better. It's going to be a safety or a right tackle. It's going to be more of a safety than a right tackle. It's going to be more of a safety than the right tackle. I could definitely agree to that. New England traded for Jimmy G. Didn't see no news on that. They might do it. They might end up doing it in the draft. It's a possibility they might end up doing that in the draft. So it's possible. It's definitely possible. Think we could trade back and still get Morick? I don't think so. I don't think we could trade. I don't think we could trade back to get Morick because Morick is one of the top safeties in this draft, and you do not want to trade back and miss out on him if you trade back. So it wouldn't make no sense to trade back just to get a different safety, and Morick is not going to be there. Even though if it's not a need for another team, they're not going to pass up on a talented player like Morick. They're not going to do that. It got to be a safety, Lamar. It got to be a safety, bro. Definitely got to be a safety. Over his career as a defensive coordinator at AC, 85% of the DBs drafted from round 3 to 5. Gus has only drafted a starting free safety before round 3, twice as more than 2 decades. But Trevor Morick is a different type of dog. This is a whole brand new era, my guy. This is a whole brand new era. So this is definitely different. You're going to have to start some young guys right now if you want to win. So now what? Do you have an Arnett jersey there? Wise Raider, who are you arguing with in the chat, bruh? Look at Gruden history. It will be a right tackle. Honestly, I could understand y'all saying that I can understand that y'all saying that it's the history, but sometimes Gruden gotta get out the history. He gotta get out the history. Honestly, I feel like Mike Mayock should be making the pick and giving it to Gruden, and then Gruden just calling him and say, "Oh, this is who we picking." Mike Mayock should analyze this more. In my opinion. Raider Honcho. What's up, Raider Honcho? Out. What's going on, my guy? What's up, Raider Honcho? Raider Honcho is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Rico Suave is in the building. But Richie Grant is way better value in the second round than Morick is in the first. Are you serious right now, Alex? Richie Grant is not as talented. He's not as talented as Trevor Morick. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? We know Trevor Morick is the best safety in this draft. If Morick gone before 17, who do you go for? I say we go for a right tackle if Morick is gone. If Morick is gone, then that's where we take the right tackle because there's not many safeties that we can get that just as talented as Trevor Morick, in my opinion. It's not Javon Holland is good, but I don't think he's a first-round talent. He's great. I think he's good. I have to watch it. Raider Honcho, I watched your video on your message to Graphk Raider. Javon Holland, I did some research, and Javon Holland is a good player. Is he a first-round talent? That's another question that can be discussed, in my opinion. What's up, Honcho? Done watching your video. I'm gonna hit the comments later. Play. That's all love, man. Right tackle is not more important. I'm sorry. Right, I'm sorry, Melvin Barlow a safety is more important. Jeff Heath is not that great, and Like Raider Honcho said in his video, if y'all have not watched Raider Honcho's video, make sure y'all go over there and watch it. Y'all have to understand that Jonathan Abram and Carl Joseph cover skills are trash. Come on. Y'all got to think about it. We need somebody that can cover and have good ball skills. Carl Joseph and Jonathan Abram does not have those ball skills. Does not. They're good they're good in when it comes to tackling and when it comes to coming down into the box. But when it comes to coverage, we don't have a safety that can cover. Carl Joseph had an issue covering when he was here the last time he was here. I still feel like going to get Trevor Moorick at number 17 is the best decision we need to do because he's an all-around player. He's an all-around player. Grant is not the best safety in this draft. If you go look at Trevor Moorick highlights, go look at his film, which I did, and compare him to Richie Grant. When it comes to recovery speed, Richie Grant does not have great recovery speed than Trevor Moorick. He doesn't. Carl Joseph does not have hands. Come on, y'all. Carl Joseph does not have hands. We need a free safety that can cover from sideline to sideline. And Trevor Moorick is that. I don't know what y'all not seeing that. Carl Joseph, he only has, in his 5 seasons, he don't even have that many interceptions. I just think that Trevor Moorick is a better overall safety than Carl Joseph right now. He's a better overall safety when it comes to playing that cover 3. He got lit up with the Browns. He had that one good interception versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and now he's a good cover player. Come on, y'all. I love Carl Joseph. I think he knows how to bring. I know he knows how to tackle and lay the wood on offensive players. But when it comes to coverage, he got scorched last year. So y'all gotta think about it. We're so thin at the safety position. So thin there. Yeah, we got Abram. We got Jonathan Abram, Heath, and Carl Joseph. That's the only 3 safeties we have. That's really good. I'm not banking on Carl Joseph, and I'm not banking on Jeff Heath to be our starting free safeties. I just don't see it. Docs, what's going on, Docs? What's going on, brother? What's up with you? What's up with you, Docs? What's going on, my guy? Thank you for coming in. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Raider Honcho and Docs right now. If y'all have not go subscribe to them boys, make sure you go subscribe to my brothers, man. Seriously, go subscribe to my brothers right now. So Graphic Raider is in the building. Shout out to you, my guy. Carl Joseph, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, don't make, if Melvin Barlow, I'm talking to you personally. If Carl Joseph gets lit up this year with in a Raiders uniform, he's going to be benched. Gus Bradley is going to bench him. If Carl Joseph gets lit up in coverage, they're going to be benched. It's not like Paul Guntner. You're going to have to earn your spot on this football team. And I feel like Trevor Moorick is the best safety in this draft, in my opinion. In my opinion. I don't think Richie Grant is a first rounder. Just from looking at his highlights, I just don't think he's a first rounder. It's all love, Docs. It's all love, Docs. I love you, my guy. Make sure y'all go. Okay, so there's a few people, a few YouTubers for the Raiders in here. Make sure you go subscribe to Docs. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Raider Honcho, and make sure y'all go subscribe to Watts Raider. Watts Raider definitely have some great breakdowns of some film. If you want to look at Raiders breakdowns, he really got some great content over there. All 3 of those channels have great content, so make sure y'all go subscribe to all 3 of those channels, man. Everyone will finally be held accountable. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Terrence. Everyone would be held accountable. Definitely agree, man. What's going on, Vic Bad Guy? Vic Bad Guy, what's going on, man? Thank y'all for tuning in on Facebook as well. What's good, brother? 808 in the house. Everybody in the team in trouble. Raiders about to rip it. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you. Samoan Raider. Yeah, I know Samoan Raider is solid. I just haven't seen him in the chat yet, but that's my guy. That's my guy. I rock with Samoan Raider. That's the bro. That's the bro. What's going on, Keith Johnson? Keith Johnson, what's goody? Shout out to everybody that's on Facebook as well. We are live on Facebook. In Gus We Trust. Nicholas McBride said on Facebook as well. In Gus We Trust. Facts. What's up, Spotlight? Great show always. Keep it up, Raider Will. What's going on, Raider Will? I did hit you. I did see your post on Instagram. I did not get to it just yet, but I am going to respond to it. I'm not really good with Instagram, y'all. I'm not really good with Instagram, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm just not good with Instagram at this moment. People are forgetting that Carl Joseph was balling his last season with us. Yeah, but he just wasn't great in coverage. That's the only problem I had with him. Joseph was a free safety in college. He was, but this is the NFL. We can't look at his college career anymore. He's been in the league for 5 years. Why are we still looking at stuff that he did in college? He's been in the league for 5 years. So it's time to not look at what he did in college. Look at what he did last year. He played well last year for the Cleveland Browns, but I'm just nervous on having him play coverage. That's my only issue. That is my only issue. Are we going to cut Richard? Don't know. I have not heard anything about Jalen Richard being cut. I think he's still highly waiting on what's going to happen with his contract. Hopefully, we could probably cut Richard if we could build up some cap space. We only got 3.62. According to Spot Track, we got $3.62 million in the cap. Don't need to discuss much if we just get on the Gus bus. Realist, I can't with you, my guy. I can't with you. So Raiders need to sign Earl Thomas and Sherman. Okay, Eddie, I don't know if you're new to this channel, but I am not an advocate for us getting Earl Thomas. I am not an advocate for it. And I am going to keep saying it. I don't care what anybody else had to say. I am not an advocate of Earl Thomas just because he got released from the Baltimore Ravens and nobody picked him up last year. Still a free agent. His attitude is my problem. His character is my problem. I do not want to bring a cancer in the locker room like an Earl Thomas. Don't get me wrong. The guy has talent. The guy is a ball hawk. He's definitely a good veteran safety. But I don't want Earl Thomas on this football team. He could bring a cancer to a team in a heartbeat. You see how he quickly got out of Seattle. It didn't last in Baltimore after they released him. I don't want Earl Thomas. Sorry to say, but no Earl Thomas for me. No Earl Thomas for me at all. All right, I'm sorry, y'all, because the comments are coming in pretty fast. I remember spending much money buying drugs in hospitals. Okay, so you got to go, my guy. I don't know who you are, but you got to go. I don't know what the heck that was. All right, so Keith Johnson said, do you think our defense is going to be top 10? I wouldn't say top 10, but I would definitely say the top 15, 20 range. It would be in the high 20s, but not in the low 20s. We will not be like number 28th or 29th. I'll say between if it's not 15 or higher, a little bit behind 15, between like 17 and 19, which I am satisfied with. I'm not expecting our defense to be top 5 automatically. I'm not expecting it at all. So I'm expecting us to be between that 15 to 18 range, but if we could get a little bit higher between the 15 and the 11 range, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that when it comes to defense. I'm not asking for a top 3 defense. I'm just asking for something for us to help win games when it's on the line, when our offense put points on the board. Can we get stops when it matters? That's what I want out of our defense. I wouldn't say top 5 because you got to think about it. This is the first year for Gus Bradley in a new players on this defense. So he has to learn every player's trait. He has to learn what this player could do, what that player can do. So I would not say top 5 just yet because the chemistry still has to be there between your defensive coordinator and your players. So The first year, probably not top 5, between top 15, top 17-ish. But the more the years come, I expect to be at least in the top 10. At least. He said Morrig is going to be a bust. Explain to me, Brian Scott, what makes Trevor Morrig a bust? What makes him a bust? What makes him a bust? Well, y'all got the comments coming in today, man. I might have to slow down the comments for y'all, man. I might have to slow down the comments. Y'all crazy. We got 107 people in the chat with only 57 likes. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here. Burfict is in the top 10 defense. That's what Cliff82 says. Right. I don't know why he's tripping like that. I don't think he barely can tackle. Well, I think he can. I saw film on him. I broke down film on him. And I think he can tackle. He's one of the best safeties in this draft. Probably the top safety in this draft. When it comes to, I don't think no other safety have better ball skills than him. When it comes to IQ, when it comes to attacking the pass, who's better than him attacking the pass? We already got 2 safeties that can stop the run. So really, when it comes to tackling, Morrig probably don't have to do that much. We have 2 tackling machines at safety anyway. Melvin Barlow, I'm ignoring anything you say in this chat, bruh. I'm ignoring everything you say in this chat, bruh, because defense wins championships. Defense wins championships. The offensive line, listen, just like Raider Honcho said in his video, if y'all have not watched it, you could get away with a good offensive line. Right now, we have an offensive line. And think about this, what if we get that right tackle, right, and he doesn't start at number 17? Then what? Then what? So you gotta be honest with yourself there. Just because Brandon Parker is probably not that great right now, he could be coached up. He could be coached up. And I think we're so deep at the right tackle position in this draft, you would not miss a tackle in the 2nd round. You would not miss a tackle in the 3rd round. Because right tackle and right guard are the deepest positions in this draft. Period. It's the deepest positions in this draft. There's no way you can say, oh, we could go get a safety now and we'll miss out on all these right tackles. Stop it. Stop it. Defense wins championships. Our defense has been our Achilles heel for how many years now? How many years? We're trying to change the culture. We know that our offense is good. We got all the weapons. We got the offensive line. We got the quarterback. We got the running backs. Why do, at the further I look into it, right tackles are going to be there that's going to be great and can be first day starters at the 2nd and 3rd round. It's a fact. We haven't had a good safety since Charles Woodson. And that's being real. We haven't had a great safety since Charles Woodson. So right now, a safety is what we need. Linebackers is what we need. Corners is what we need. So getting a defensive player at 70 is the most logic. It's the most logic. And I'm being real. The deepest position right now in the draft is offensive tackle. It's the deepest. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, Vic the bad guy. Thank you, Vic the bad guy. Coach Tom Cable could coach up any offensive lineman. No need for a 1st round tackle. Thank you. Thank you. I agree. I agree with you 100%, Vic bad guy. I agree. And we have an offensive tackle is the deepest position in the draft. So I wouldn't even go and get an offensive tackle, knowing it's going to be so many great offensive tackles in the second that's going to be probably get dropped down or probably fall right into our lap at number 48. I can't wait to do my mock draft. I cannot wait to do it. We need another pass rusher. The more Max and Cleveland Farrell inside, run stunts, no more time to throw the ball with the game. But I feel like I think our defensive line is stacked right now. Our defensive line is stacked. Your offensive line is deep this draft. It is. I hear you, Michael Raines. Who is going to be our number one wide receiver? We already know who's going to be the number one target. We already know this. The number one target is going to be Darren Waller. But when it comes to a wide receiver position, this is the year that Brian Edwards and Henry Ruggs have to take the lead as young guys. They're going to have to take the lead on this. And it's just being for real. It got a Brian Edwards or Henry Ruggs. I mean, we did bring in Willie Snead. We did bring in John Brown. So they're going to fight. They're going to fight for their position. Hunter Renfrow is still there. Zay Jones is still there. This training camp is going to be very interesting if we have a training camp. But it has to be, out of all of them, Edwards and probably Zay Jones is probably the two tallest. For real. I mean, John Brown is there. Willie Snead is there. It's going to be a wide receiver competition. It's definitely going to be a wide receiver competition. I agree. I think it's going to be a wide receiver competition. But that was a good question, Lamar Winchester. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much for the question. We got like less than 15 minutes until we open up the phone lines, because we are going to open up the phone lines today just to talk to y'all, man. I'm talking to y'all today, man. It's not really too much news that came out for the Raider Nation, but we here, man. We here. You know what it is, man. We out here. We out here today. Henry Ruggs needs to bulk up. Fella is too skinny. He has been in the weight room. Waller is our number one receiver because he's a tight end, but we're talking about exactly at the wide receiver position. We all know that Waller did play wide receiver at Georgia Tech. He turned into a tight end when he got into the NFL, but at the end of the day, his position is not wide receiver. It is tight end. We're saying who's going to be the number one wide receiver. So I think, but if it doesn't be Brian Edwards, it's going to be wide receiver by committee. Jacobs and Kenyon Drake is going to put up numbers. I think so. We're going to compete with the best running back tandems in the league. We're definitely going to compete with that. We're going to compete with the Chubbs and the Kareem Hunts and that nature. Even when they had, Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins the year before or last year, we're going to compete with the running back tandems. That's a fact. Burfict is still the option. I don't think Vontaze Burfict is coming back to the Raiders. I don't see that happening, Cliff 82. I don't see that happening just because of his history in the NFL. I just don't see that happening, bro. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening at all, bro. I don't. Y'all know we need a number one wide receiver. Honestly, I'm not really. We don't need a number one wide receiver right now. We don't. Because the number one wide receivers that we wanted in free agency, they wanted too much money. We couldn't afford them. We got the players that was available to us. John Brown and Willie Snead was available to us. We re-signed Zay Jones. So we gotta work with what we got, period. And Derek Carr knows how to make bad receivers good. You see what happened with Aguilar. Aguilar was shitty. He was shitty with the Eagles. He came over here and he flourished under Derek Carr as his quarterback. That's the obvious, bro. That's the obvious. Browns got nothing on Drake and Josh. The new formula is have a great tight end, surround him with talent like the Patriots, Gronk, KC, and Kelsey. I mean, you have a point there. We all know to skip a superstar talents in the draft. We're known for that, but I feel like it's time for Mike Mayock to grow some balls. Mike Mayock needs to grow some balls, in my opinion. He needs to grow some balls and start being a general manager, and you go off of your analysts and your techniques. and your skill set to pick the right players for this team. Don't let John Gruden overhaul you on making the picks because he's so-called what he wants. So Mike Mayock, you need to grow some balls. Lamar, you from Philly? I live in Philly too, bro. I live in Philly too. What part you live in, my guy? Thank you for the $5 super chat. JT Douglas, my opinion, hiring Gus was like adding 11 better defensive starters. Like 2 years, we had a decent talent. Totally out of position. Gus knows this. You're absolutely right. I'm gonna keep that up there for your $5 donation. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. We really do appreciate it over here at the Spotlight Raiders Talk. I agree. I was not kind of a big fan of Gus Bradley when we first hired him, but I had to look back and be like, okay, his resume was really good and he knew how to turn defenses around. So I was like, okay, I'm not too shabby. I mean, I'm not too bad with the Gus Bradley signing. I did prefer Raheem Morris over Gus Bradley, but I take what we can get. And if he can make this defense better and make this defense a better upgrade, I agree, JT. I agree with you, brother. I know it won't happen, but if a badass tight end like Kyle Pitts for some reason falls to 17, we do take him and just move Waller to wide receiver. I understand your theory there, Ryan. I understand your theory there, but I don't think that would happen. I didn't know that would happen. Ty Grimm, yo, Spotlight, I didn't know you was in Philly. I'm in Allentown. Listen, I'm in Philadelphia, man. I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, my guy. Definitely message me, bro. Definitely message me, and we can see about doing the show together in person or something of that nature. So, yeah, definitely hit me up in the inbox, and we can see about, because I am looking for a co-host to be in person with me when it comes to these shows. Let's not forget Zay lost his job to Brown on the Bills, and Brown would throw up numbers if Brown can stay healthy. If John Brown can stay healthy, because he has been a little bit injury prone too. But I do like your take on that, though. I do like your take on that. And shout out to Carlos, man. If y'all have not, shout out to Carlos. If you do want to get your baby Trent Brown t-shirts, because they say I look like Trent Brown, the baby Trent Brown t-shirts are now available at the link. Make sure y'all go put it in there, man. Make sure y'all go check it out. Baby Trent Brown t-shirts are fire. Make sure y'all go check them out for men's and women. Harrisburg, PA, Raiders, Mekhi Parsons pick 17. Oh, you at Harrisburg. That's what's up, Tyrone Smith. That's what's up, man. We got some East Coast Raiders fans in the house. I love it, man. And I hope the East Coast Raiders fans come to the Pittsburgh game this year. Hopefully they can get fans in the stands. I'm going to Las Vegas for the Eagles game. I'm definitely going to that game. I definitely heard of that. That's going to be awesome. So how many Super Bowls Tom Brady won without a number one wide receiver? Pay attention. True. Love the show, brother. It's all love. Thank you, Grizz. Thank you, Grizz. Thank you so much, bro. We really do appreciate that. 100, man. 100. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate all y'all love and all y'all support. I am going to open up the phone lines in a couple minutes so y'all can call up and say what y'all got to say. F Trent. I understand that. I understand that Silver Black 831, but people say that I look like Trent Brown. And they say I look like Trent Brown. So now the chat calls me, they call me Baby Trent Brown because they say I got a resemblance of looking like Trent Brown. That's why I made the t-shirt. That's why I made the t-shirt, because they say I look like Trent Brown. So they call me Baby Trent Brown in the chat. That's what happens, man. We in here. We definitely in here, yo. We are definitely in here. And make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Let's see where the likes is at. Make sure we get that algorithm going. We got 121 people in the chat. We're only 75 likes. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the like button. This is your first time ever being at this YouTube page. We do suggest that you subscribe, hit the bell button, get the latest news and all Raiders news right here on the Spotlight Raiders Talk. John Brown better be 84. I know all y'all that got them Antonio Brown jerseys. Hopefully he can get 84 and y'all can keep that jersey. I saw a picture with Brown wearing 19. I don't know. Uh-oh. I hope you have more heart than the real Trent Brown. Oh, of course. Of course I have more heart than the real Trent Brown. Absolutely. Oh, John Brown is wearing 15. Damn. Damn. Wow. Vic Bad Guy said Drake will be used as an extra wide out, sort of like what they planned for Lynn Bowden, with the exception of playing QB. The defense will have to account for him. They're going to have to. Vic Bad Guy, they're going to have to account for him. They're going to have to account for everybody on the offensive side of the ball. They're going to have to account for all of that. Baby Trent, how did it become a Raiders fan being from Philly? Because I have family in Oakland. So as a kid, and I told this story many of times on this show, as a kid, I used to go to Oakland, California every summer. Every summer, I used to go to Oakland, California every summer to be with my family. And over there, they are my uncles, my aunts, my cousins. They are all Raider fans. They're all Raiders fans, and they still live in Oakland to this day. But they do go to Las Vegas to see like all the Raiders things that's going on out there. But the more I was going out there, I decided to move out there for about 5 years, and then I came back to Philly. And when I came back to Philly, it wasn't no Eagles blood in my heart. It wasn't telling me to bleed green. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was telling me to wear that silver and black and learn my history of the Raiders. And that's what my uncle wanted me to do, to learn the history of the Raiders. And every team that I played for as a kid, I never played for a team that wasn't the Raiders. If your team was not the Raiders, I was not playing for them. So my uncles, my cousins, and my family out there, they installed it to me to be a Raiders fan. And I've been a Raiders fan since 1998, and I never looked back. Never looked back. Jerry Porter, 15 cool, but 19, nah. I used to wear number 29 lockdown corner. Most of us are born as Raider-ish. Raider Nation stand up. Facts. Would you consider Porter career was a disappointment? Louisville, Kentucky, diehard Raiders fan. Let's go, Tim White. Let's go, Tim White. Thank you for coming on to the channel, man. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell button. Hit that like button. Thank you for coming through. Really do appreciate it. Why doesn't anybody ever mention that the Raiders moved their whole franchise last year? We moved the whole franchise last year because the city of Oakland did not want to give us a new stadium. They wanted us to keep sharing a baseball stadium with the Oakland Athletics. And I think the Raiders deserved a brand new stadium. I know the Black Hole is a legendary place to be in. The Black Hole is a legendary place to be in. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for your franchise if you want a state-of-the-art type of stadium. And everybody is upgrading their stadiums in the NFL. So if the Chargers and the Rams share SoFi Stadium and we still in Oakland sharing a baseball stadium, something got to give. Something got to give. New York Raiders fan here. What's going on, Nicholas? You know, it's a Raiders bar downtown New York. I mean, in Manhattan. I mean, not in Manhattan, Times Square. It's one in Times Square. Raider Kojo. What's going on, Raider Kojo? What's goody? Let me see. Did I miss any comments here? You move for growth is part of life. Yeah, it's part of life, dog. Dudes was getting hurt playing on that nut behind baseball field. They were. Al finally got his own stadium like he wanted it. Facts. Exactly what I wanted it. Moving cities is no excuse. That's why it's not even about that, bro. Who want to play on a baseball stadium and share a stadium with the Oakland Athletics, bro? The Black Hole is legendary. Don't get me wrong, but it was time for a change. Time for a change. We went to LA. We shared with LA. You know, Oakland, California. Why do you think the Warriors left? The Warriors left. Oakland lost the Warriors after being in the finals in the last 5 years, and they may lose the A's too. You know what I'm saying? Like Oakland is losing a lot of professional teams because they don't want to put no money into their teams as the city. Right. They couldn't afford to pay for a new stadium. They just couldn't do it. But shout out to Dick Vitale for the Dick Vitale for the $4.99 donation. Not the point I'm talking about our expectations of our team after the move and the pandemic. What I can say is this, right? In Raiders football talk, if you do want to come up here, bro, I will send you the link. I'm sorry, I've been so busy. I had a lot going on this past weekend. So if you do want to come up on here, Raiders football talk, let me know. I know you were supposed to be up here, but it's just been so much going on. And I'm gonna definitely express it to y'all because it's been a lot this weekend. It's been really a lot this weekend. But I definitely agree with you, man. I definitely agree with you. The A's is staying. You think the A's are staying? They said all the money to start. I don't give a F about it. Will Littleton give up the number 42 jersey to the OG Joseph? Oh, I forgot that Corey Littleton wears number 42 now. That is interesting. That is very interesting. I do not know. That's going to be something they're going to have to figure out. I mean, is Corey Littleton willing to give up 42? Probably not, but I don't know. I do not know. So Raiders football talk. Let me know if you do want to come. Okay, you down, give you 5 minutes. Okay, I am going to send you the link. Detroit in the damn building. Oh, we got a Detroit Lions fan in here. What's going on, Don Burr? We got a Detroit Lions fan in here. Wow. The A's getting a stadium by the port of Oakland, but they couldn't do it for the Raiders, but they getting that though. The Giants and Lions have privately financed their stadiums in cities and didn't really help. Well, New York got so many stadiums in the city of New York itself. So New York always got money to put something new. They always got money to put something new. It never fails. It never fails when it comes to the city of New York. It never fails with that. Never does. You can't make a historic franchise playing in a 1960 stadium. That's so disrespectful. We are better than that. Vic Bad Guy is on a roll today. Vic the Bad Guy is on a roll today. I love your energy, bro. I love your energy. I respect it, my guy. I really do respect it. So let me see if I could get this thing working here. Let's see if we can get this thing. Oh, we got Dolphins fans in here. San Francisco Giants, bro. All right, so Dick Vitale for another $4.99. Here we go. Let's see what he says here. I'm saying you can imagine moving your family to a new state during the pandemic, then not having an off season either. Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot with it, and I feel bad for the Raiders, man. I felt bad because the pandemic really screwed a lot of these teams over. Really did. So let me see now. Let's get these phone calls coming up. All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The phone calls are about to come through, and I'm about to put it. I'm about to actually see about having some callers come up. But thank you for the $4.99 super chat. We really do appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Let me see if I can pull up the banner for us to give us a call if you do want to call up to the show. I don't know if they deleted it or not. I hope not. Okay, so here we go. So if you want to call into the show today, the phone lines are officially open. And if you do want to call, it is 267-957-1431. If you want to call up to the show, that is the number right there. So if you want to call up, let's go. I'll be waiting for y'all. I will be waiting for y'all. So if y'all want to call up, come on and call up. So the number is 267-957-1431. So we just waiting for y'all to call up. I'm tired of seeing the Raiders play on them dirt. Yeah, I'm tired too. Don't y'all use him? Y'all don't use Henry Ruggs, right? Well, Henry Ruggs was hurt majority of the year, Bam Bam. So whoever my moderators are, if they saying Raiders sucks in here, get out of here. Why are you in a Raiders chat? Why are you in a Raiders chat, bro? Come on, man. Why are you in a Raiders chat? Everyone goes to Vegas. They'll be flying into the Sin City Raider Nation. I'm sorry if I missed the phone call. I am going to open it up. So if you do want to call up again, make sure y'all call up, which is 267-957-1431. Florida boy, what's going on, Florida boy? What's going on, my guy? All right, so here we go. Give me 1 second here. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. And who's this? Where you calling from?
This is JT Douglas calling from Florida.
Hey,
Raider fan down here in Florida.
Hey, JT Douglas. What's going on, man? What question you got for me today?
I want to talk a little bit about that first round pick.
Okay. So what you got for me?
I do think I agree with you that the defense has been bad for a long time. I've been a Raider fan a long time. Long time. You're talking Biletnikoff days.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we got to get us a tackle in that first round, that pick number 17. And the reason being, I do think Gus Bradley addressed a lot on the D-line. And I think Ngakoue was a great signing. I think Farrell's going to do better this year. I think Max is going to explode. I think he addressed a few things, bringing Joseph back. But we got to get some backup on that O-line. The reason is, a lot of people don't realize with an Achilles injury like Incognito had, you don't know when he might go down, and there goes that. Now you got to move Denzel Good over. You're going to be short another tackle. Parker might be good. He hasn't proved it yet, but he could be coached up, like you said. I'm just saying, why not pick up somebody in that pick 17, even though the draft is deep with offensive talent, and just go second round with some D-backs. I still think Sherman might come on board, so I'll take your opinions. And
okay, so I do respect your opinion 100%, JT. I do. My thing is this though, like we had one of the best offensive lineman coaches in Tom Cable. Mind you, we still have John Simpson.
That's true.
We still have John Simpson from last year that we drafted from Clemson. So you got to see it from my perspective. Yeah, if Richie Incognito does go down, we can still get an offensive tackle that could fill in for Richie Incognito at number 48.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So if you even
I do.
So if we don't get a safety at 17, we're stuck with a safety that can't. We stuck with safeties that can't cover, and that's what hurt us last year with the deep ball. We got scorched over the top because we didn't have no athletic safeties, and they play out of position. So that's why I say get a free.
I do think Gunther, he did not use Joseph the right way either. Joseph came out of Virginia. He was a free safety. You got who's the Clemson guy that they used improperly this year too?
Trayvon Mullen.
Super fast. No, not Mullen. They have him in the right spot. I'm thinking of the guy they moved him to linebacker, but he's actually a free safety also.
Yeah, because Tanner Muse is his size.
Muse.
Yeah, he's
dude can fly.
Right.
But I'm saying they put a couple guys in the wrong spots under Gunther, and they could probably at least, for the purposes of the offseason, which I hope there's a much better competitive offseason this year, they could move a couple guys back to their natural free safety positions. Thank God Eric Harris is gone. But you put a couple guys in there to compete for that spot, maybe bring in Sherman, maybe, or, well, that's a corner, but, I think they got some guys that could compete at free safety. And a lot of the problem with safety was when your D-line is so horrible and you got to have safeties making half of your tackles, they can't be in position for some of the coverages.
Right.
So they've addressed a lot of that. I think we're going to be a lot better than people think, especially in the secondary, just based on what the D-line is going to be doing.
You have a point, and I respect your opinion. Don't get me wrong, but Tanner Muse's
Oh
size,
yeah, I know.
Tanner Muse's size is more of a linebacker than it is a free safety. But I think you can move some pieces around. But if you add Trevor Morrig to that core, you see the depth that we have, what we haven't had
no doubt.
in the last couple of years. So even
No doubt.
even
If
getting
he's still around at 17, dude's a stud. I'd grab him.
Exactly. So when it comes to talent, at number 48, that right tackle position is there. We can still get Alex Leatherwood. We can still get from Alabama. We can still get Liam Inchberg from Notre Dame. Listen, people fail to realize that people fall in the draft. So like a Tevin Jenkins falls in the second round in our lap at number 48. That guy had not missed what? I think he only missed like one game out of his career at Oklahoma State. So is right tackles there in the second round that you can get as a day one starter for the Raiders?
That's true. There are going to be some deep talent. I think in both pools. This could be the first draft where a D line doesn't go, in the top 20.
Right.
I think it's going to be heavy quarterback at the beginning. There's a lot of good receivers that are going to go in the top 10. By the time you get around to, trying to grab a D-back, you might just go into round 2. I think there's going to be plenty of talent. You never know anyway in the NFL. Your pick number, 4th round could be your stud. You never know.
Right, you never know. And the problem with the safety position this year is not many that you could say that's a day one starter. That's why a lot of people say Trevor Morrig or Richie Grant, or Javon Holland. They're the only really 3 safeties at the actual position that could be day one starters in the NFL. After that, it drops. So I don't want to pass up on any of those 3, and then we have to settle for someone that can't really be a day one starter, and we have to develop them.
I got you, brother. Well, hey, I've commandeered this line long enough. Let's get these Raider fans calling in, and don't forget to super chat this brother. He's got it going on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for the super chats. Really do appreciate it, brother. And that was my guy JT. Douglas came on and talk his talk with me. And Andy, I just sent you the email, bro. I just sent you the email if you want to come up and take some calls as well. So we do got an 8. Oh, this is an 8 file. And thank you for calling the Raider. Thank you for calling Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who's this and where you calling from? Give me 1 second, y'all, because y'all got me. Y'all blowing up the lines right now. Give me 1 second, y'all. So if y'all do want to call back right now, because we missed a mad call. So call back right now. If y'all want to call up right now, y'all can. The lines are officially open. We need another strong safety. Okay. I don't know why it's saying that we're missing calls. I don't have it on. I don't have it. Okay. And thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who's this and where you calling from?
What's up, brother? It's Exterminator Raider once again. How you feeling, brother?
Exterminator Raider, what's going on, man? How are you today?
I'm chilling out, just out here experimenting. Just been watching your show, and man, I got a few thoughts that I've been trying to get your 2 cents on. So this is my thing about it, and it's the same thing about the last dude. It's about the first round pick. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm in love with Morrig. I'll tell you that right now. That guy is my dream pick. If we pick him, man, I don't care if we pick a quarterback the next 7 picks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to solidify that free safety position because, man, like you said, it's been a liability. You know what I mean? We haven't had a real Eric Harris. That dude, he had one good game against the Chargers, and everyone thought he was the answer when it turned out that dude was just a one and done. My guy, what's the other guy's name who came from Dallas? He's pretty decent. I'm not saying he's horrible, but what's his name again?
Jeff Heath.
Jeff Heath. He's a quality depth player. If someone goes down, I'm not going to say I'm going to panic. You know what I'm saying? Like he's okay, but we need that true guy that. And I don't know if you remember the last time I called on here, I was talking about how I was thinking about moving Isaiah Johnson to the free safety position because, you know, he's a long dude. He has a height, he has a long arms, and this dude, he looks like a free safety. That's the type of free safety I want. Now, Morig, younger, this guy's tape is phenomenal, and he has the same type of features that Isaiah Johnson has, but he's a lot more quicker. He reacts a lot better. That dude is the definition of a ball hawk, and I fucking want him so bad. Now, this is what I'm scared of, and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of Raider Nation when I say this. I'm scared that, well, first, before I say this, I know that we're going to go DB with the first round pick, and the reason why is, one, I know our DC is up in Gruden's ear saying, look, dude, I need my free safety. Two, our GM is a former defensive back himself, and this dude, you know, I know that he's going to want to solidify that position as well. But I just have a strong feeling it's going to be our free safety because, and I know it's cliche, but, you know, this draft is it's so heavy in offensive guards and tackles. You know, we can even draft a starter in the third round. You know what I'm saying? But I know we're going to go free safety with the first round pick, but what I'm scared of is that it's going to be like deja vu to the Cleveland Farrell draft. We all wanted, what the hell was his name? He went to Jacksonville, I think. The edge rusher.
I forgot his name.
Josh Allen.
Was it
right. Josh Allen?
Yeah, it was Josh Allen.
Yeah. So we all want. I know I did. I was really big on that dude, and I mean, I don't know about you, dude, but I was super surprised when we got Cleveland Farrell. Now, I'm not saying it was a horrible pick, but I will go ahead and say that it was kind of a reach. I think Farrell. I think he's an awesome guy. He's an awesome run stuffer. But in my opinion, I think that we should have went edge and not picked him so high. He's a cool guy and all, but you know that I don't want. Now the reason why I bring that up is because I feel like 17 is going to come up this year. It's our pick is up. Morig is right there for us to grab, and we do go free safety, but we go someone else. Like, okay. You know what I mean? Like we pick someone else, and that's gonna piss me off because that's what we did with Cleveland Farrell. Like we should have went with Josh Allen, I feel. But I feel like the player that we all want is gonna be there. I feel like he is gonna be there, but I'm scared that we're gonna pull the trigger on a dude that we need, and they're like, oh yeah, we need a free safety. Okay, just get Morig. Now we're gonna get this dude. What's his name? Everyone's talking about it. What's his name? I think his name's Grant.
Oh, Richie Grant.
Yeah, Richie Grant. We might pick him or something, which I would be pissed off if we did. But that's what I've been thinking of.
I don't think Richie Grant is a first rounder. Just my opinion.
No, hell no,
I don't think he is.
Right, and that goes back to what I was saying about Cleveland Farrell. I don't think he was a first rounder. I don't think
he was a first
Damon
rounder.
Arnett.
Cleveland Farrell was a first rounder, but he wasn't a top 5 pick.
Nah, you're right.
He was a first rounder, but a lot of people saw Cleveland Farrell between that 10 and 15 range. They didn't see him at number 4. Like,
well, I even think that's a little high. I think he was like a top maybe 25 to 32 type of guy. I don't think he was that high. That's my opinion though. But like Damon Arnett too, I don't think he was a first rounder at all. When we picked him, I was super surprised.
Honestly, I didn't even know who Damon Arnett was because Jeff Okudah was the most popular corner at Ohio State. So I really didn't know who Damon Arnett was. And when I did the draft last year, I'm sitting here like, who the heck is Damon Arnett? And I had to look him up. I'm like, okay, he played really good with Ohio State because he played on the opposite side of Jeff Okudah, which went in number 3 last year for the Detroit Lions. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see what he can do. So, I mean, I wasn't really big. But I think the reason why we went and got Arnett because our guy was AJ Terrell and the Falcons went and got him. AJ Terrell was our guy, in my opinion.
But I feel like Arnett would have been down there in the later rounds. I seriously don't think teams would have chosen him. I think we had a chance to grab him, maybe in the second. But I just feel that was a huge reach, a humongous reach. And what's kind of worrying me too, not really worrying me, but it's kind of pissing me off is this dude Damon Arnett, the other day I was watching his stuff. This dude's like heavy on his rapping and stuff. I'm like, dude, like we got Josh Brown, we got Derek Carr, they're all out there running routes, you know, Foster Moreau, and this dude's out here making rap videos. I'm like, okay, this is a red flag right here. Like, what are you, dude? You need to bulk up. You need to be out here. It don't matter if you're a DB. You need to go out there running routes too, or at least man-to-man on someone. You need to be out there getting better. So when I see him out here spending time, he's not just doing rapping. This dude's doing music videos. This dude's doing all types of stupid stuff. And it's like, dude, you're a first-round talent. You were brought here to make a difference, not out here to promote your rapping career. So that right there, it just shows me that our DBs are lacking that leadership role. And yeah, bringing Carl Joseph in, yeah, I mean, you can say he's a veteran, and you know, but I just feel that us not bringing in like a Richard Sherman, a guy who's not gonna put up with that type of shit, who speaks his opinion about things, that's the type of dude we needed to put guys like Damon Arnett, Trayvon Moore. He's a young dude, but you know, someone to lecture these dudes like, look, man, like this is the real deal. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that if we had a veteran presence, I don't think Damon Arnett would be as into this off the field crap than you know what he is right now. And it's like, dude, you were injured, you were rarely on the field, you're out here making rap videos, and I know our coach is going to defend him. You know, I know he was saying like, oh, this guy looks like a Buckeye, you know, with his red hair and stuff. It's like, dude, like this dude is out here trying to look like, you know, these rappers like, you know, Lil whatever the hell they're called. And it's like, it just pisses me off that we invested so much into this guy when we could have picked up you know, high quality players instead of him, but he's out here not showing us he wants to be here. And I think we've had enough of those type of players like Antonio Brown, Trent Brown, you know, that type of stuff. So I mean, that's a red flag for me. So I wouldn't be mad if we went first round pick corner or if we went first round pick free safety, in my opinion, because we have enough picks to pick up 2 or 3 good offensive linemen, which I think we're going to do in the draft.
All right, man. Thank you so much for calling up, because I know we have some other calls on the line.
Man.
And we do have
for sure. My bad, man. I just wanted to give you my 2 cents, but much love, brother. I appreciate what you do, and keep doing your thing, bro. And I'm going to see you in Vegas when we smash in the Eagles' beaks a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, man. You know, I'm going to be in Vegas a lot this year, knowing that we got some capacity going on. So I'm going to be in Vegas a lot this year.
Oh, for sure, man. I'll see you in Vegas, though. Shout out to all you guys.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you, man. So before we take any more callers, so I'm going to put the number down for right now, because we have a special guest, man.
What is good, y'all? What's good, y'all?
I'm not taking any calls at this moment because we have my guy Andy from Raiders Football Talk in the building. What's going on, man?
What's good? You know, man, you know the nation's super supportive, man. I just did my first live show I think it was a day or 2 ago, and shit, it was crazy on the support, man. Had about almost 100 people in there, and you know, we was live for like 2 hours, you know.
Yes. You see what I be doing, man, like with these call-in shows, and they want to come up and speak their piece, man, and if anybody, all the 130 people that's in this chat, if you have not gone and subscribed to Raiders Football Talk, I suggest you do it, because this kid knows what he's talking about when it comes to Raiders football. And I love channels where they know what they're talking about when it comes to players, film, anything you know about the Raiders. Definitely go subscribe to this man's channel. And for my moderators, make sure y'all put Andy's link in the chat. So for anybody that wants to go to it, make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel, man. So
appreciate that, man.
About the last call.
Right. I got my 2 cents.
Go ahead. Listen, I'm letting you take the floor on my channel, man. Take the floor. You got it.
No, like, I mean, I do understand what he was saying, though, like, coming off of a underperforming year, I guess, where he just wasn't available as much as we wanted him to be. Yeah, maybe it could be annoying seeing that he's putting and investing a lot of time into rapping and music, but honestly, we cannot be selective with what we see on the media, right? I mean, as much as he's showing his interest in music and in rapping, the man is also posting a lot of him in the weight room, a lot of him in that gym working out, much like Henry Ruggs. So like, we cannot be too selective with what we want to see, you know, like we can't just bash somebody because we don't like them, but not show what they're actually doing is good too. You know, like he's doing a lot of good. I explained this before, like those 2 first-round rookies last year, they took what Mike Mayock said to heart, man, and they understand that this is a league where you have to produce if you want to be here long term. And they're putting in the work, bro. In my opinion, from what I've seen, they're putting in a lot of work, both him and Ruggs, and they know that they got to improve. They know what they got to do, but you know, to each his own, right? I mean, we can't be selective with what we want to see. That's just my opinion on that.
And some things that they put on social media, we don't know what they're doing when they're not on social media.
Facts.
So you gotta see it from both perspectives. Like, yes, I do want Damon Arnett to be better this year because we did get him in the first round. So he does have those high expectations.
Oh yeah.
So you got to look at it too. A lot of the guys from the Raiders, like Trayvon Mullen, he goes live on his Instagram. Jalen Richard goes live on his Instagram. Just because they're going live on the Instagram, they want to show they want to show who they are outside of just playing football.
Exactly, bro. They're humans, dog. Like, I mean, that's like if I was getting mad at you for not showing us what you do day to day. Like that doesn't make sense, right? Like, football is their job. Rapping is their hobby. Everybody deserves to have a hobby. Everybody deserves to have passion for certain things. And just because they're on a huge platform doesn't mean that they have to show you everything that they're doing, right? I mean, just look at it, right? Like, Derek Carr got, 6 of our guys all together on last Thursday working out together. But if Derek Carr never put that up there on the media for y'all to see, y'all would be bashing him. Like,
they always bashing him. They ain't nothing new.
So, I mean, we don't say nothing about Darren Waller if he's making music. Why? Because he had a crazy good year, right? But I mean, he makes music probably more than anybody on the team.
Facts.
I mean, dude, Josh Jacobs, everybody was just worried that he was in that car accident. Nobody was, oh, he's fucking up, he's doing this, he's doing that, because he's already a star on this team. We got to treat everybody the same. It's different if Ruggs and fucking Damon Arnett were just ass. They weren't ass. They just weren't as available as we wanted them to be last year.
I got a question for you though, because this just came across my phone just now, like 1 minute ago.
Yep.
About New England Patriots, right, are terminating the contract of longtime Julian Edelman.
Yep.
And he failed a physical, from what I've seen. Do you think, because the Raiders are going to, Raiders think we're going to go after everybody in the world.
Every wide receiver, right?
That's why I'm asking you this question. Do you bring in a Julian Edelman? He's a former Super Bowl champion.
I mean,
he's a good, but do you bring him in for at least a workout just to see what he can do? I
mean, personally, he would be, I wouldn't want him, right? But if you were to bring him in, just think about what he could teach this room, this wide receiver room. He's been with Brady for almost all of those championships runs, every single Super Bowl. He knows what it takes to win, bro. Like, he's a winner. And even though he is on his back end of the career, I mean, look what we did with Jordy Nelson a couple years ago, right? We brought Jordy Nelson in on the back end of his career. I personally don't want Julian Edelman. I mean, I think that we already have a better Julian Edelman in Hunter Renfrow, right? I mean, I think we already have our guy, our slot guy. But, I mean, if that were to happen, I mean, he would be able to teach a lot. I just wouldn't want him, though.
Yeah, I mean, it just came across my phone. So I just got the news that they're going to, terminate his contract. I don't know if he's going to retire or anything of that nature. Did not know, but I was just throwing it out there because, Raiders fans, they would like to be in your inbox. Oh, should we go after this guy? Should we go after that guy?
Yep.
I mean, just like the whole situation with Richard Sherman. Now, what is your intake on this? Or is because me personally, I'm kind of getting impatient with the whole Richard Sherman talk. Understand that he said that he was going to say, oh, we're going to wait till May till June to after the draft to pick where he want to go. I feel like I don't know if you agree with me, but I feel like I don't want the Raiders to put all their eggs in one basket and we miss out on other corners that's still out there in free agency. How you feel about this whole Richard Sherman situation? I just want to see the Raiders explore their options before putting all their eggs in one basket just for Sherman.
I feel like with Sherman, for one thing, we don't have the money to sign anybody else, really. I mean, we would have to probably extend DC, cut Richard, and cut Key for us to make any money close to being able to sign Richard Sherman, right? Like, I think we probably have close to $1 or $2 million in cap. We don't even have
we have 3.62 according to Spot Track.
Yeah, so I don't even think that's enough for the draft. So I mean, we have to account for that too, right? There's money there that needs to be done. But I think as far as Richard Sherman, I mean, I think that it would be great to pick him up. But like you said, I don't think that he would be available until after the draft, or he sees which teams are really set on corners, set in stone, what they're going to do. I mean, like you said, there's other corners available. There's Brian Poole, right? Brian Poole is a very good slot corner. If you wanted somebody who wasn't going to be able to teach the system, but is a true, pretty good lockdown slot corner, go with Brian Poole. But if you wanted somebody to really preach and teach these young guys in our room, in our cornerback room, you go out and get a Richard Sherman. And I mean, in this
Jason McCourty. Jason McCourty is right now. Jason McCourty is a low cost, is a cheaper option than Richard Sherman. I did a video on it, so
Jason McCourty's
not looking for a big. He's not looking for a big check.
Thing is with Jason McCourty is that he isn't as well known with this system.
True.
Jason McCourty's not going to be able to mold Isaiah Johnson the way that Richard Sherman would. But
I mean, which is true, but you got to think about it as far as the corner position. Like, if we don't get Sherman, what is our next best option? I mean, Brian Poole might be the next best option, but who will be our next best option if we don't get Richard Sherman?
If we're talking about play-wise, Richard Sherman isn't our best option. You know, like, Richard Sherman isn't the best corner out there. I would say that if you wanted a pure corner, it would be Brian Poole. But if you want somebody who can teach your young guys the most and get out the most out of a guy's contract, Richard Sherman would be the guy that you would probably want to pay that $7 million to, because he's not only going to be pretty reliable on the field if he's out there, but he's going to be able to teach all of the young DBs in our system this system. Like, I mean, he's played in a similar system his whole career. I mean, when you look at how he was breaking down the Super Bowl play that lost them that game that year in 2020 or 2019, that dude knows this system like the backside of his hand, bro. Like, that's the only thing that really intrigues me about Richard Sherman. But I mean, Brian Poole is a better slot corner than what we have at the moment, right? But if you get Richard Sherman, you're going to probably end up having to play Damon Arnett in the slot. And yeah, I mean, if not, just go with Isaiah Johnson, right?
Hey, I mean, I've been saying having Isaiah Johnson play a safety, because of last year and how PG was playing him at corner. And I was like, okay, we kind of thin at safety because Abram was out for a few games, and he like that free safety position was really our really biggest issue. Yep. So I was thinking like, okay, put Isaiah Johnson there just to see what he can do, and you put him back there a few times, and he really couldn't do much. But I've been talking about the draft, and I've been talking about getting a free safety at 17, and I know you probably have a different. I don't know if you have a different opinion than me, but I mean. I
definitely think we should go. I definitely think I'm a fan of going defense in the first. I mean, I like defense in the first. I think we're not too far on defense to where we can just be able to compete and not lose those games with 1 minute left. I think that we're really close to that. And I think that this year, the safety class is extremely weak compared to the offensive lineman class this year. This offensive lineman class, you can find a freaking day one starter in the third round. Like, this is what I love about this offensive line class. And this is why I think that we're in a great position to win. I mean, you look at what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did last year. They got their tackle in the first, got their free safety in the second, and went to the Super Bowl and won it all. I don't think that we're too far from that. We need a free safety and we need a tackle. Just figure out in which order you want to get them to,
Right.
Whether it's a free safety in the first or a free safety in the second, or it's a tackle in the first or tackle in the second. I wouldn't mind either way, but in my opinion, I want a Trayvon Merrick at 17, and that's the way I'm going to go with it.
Now, I did it on the flip side too, because a lot of the Raiders YouTubers are just fake. Yeah, Trevor Moorick. Now, if he's not there at 17, do we still go free safety or we go defense at all? Because
if Trayvon Merrick is not there, then you go tackle 100%. Because if he's not there, a Jamar Johnson in the second round is a very viable option.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But what I like the most is that, I mean, no, we cannot be so quick to judge that, Arnett is bad, Isaiah Johnson is bad, Arnett is bad. You can't say all of that because those guys aren't being put in a position to succeed when they have to guard their man for 15 seconds, because that's how long it takes for us to get one pressure. It's hard for those guys to freaking stick man-to-man coverage when the receivers know where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
When the front seven isn't getting any pressure at all. I mean, that's how football works. You need a good dominant front seven if you want to have your back end looking like a top 5 back end. That's how it is.
Front. It starts with the front. Raiders on top. I'm new. What's up, chat? What's going on, Raiders on top? Thank you so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels, Spotlight Raiders Talk and Raiders Football.
Yeah, they're saying that Mullen looked better his first year because we had a better our defensive line produced better his first year.
We had a better or people fail to realize that when you play the game of football, everything starts in the trenches. If your trenches is not working, nothing else is going to work. So people say, "Oh, Derek Carr did this, Derek Carr did that, or our corners did this, our corners did that." What did our front seven and what did our offensive line do to make everything else better? Nobody never have the answer for that. And that's the biggest issue people fail to realize.
I mean, it's honestly, it can go either way. I mean, if you want a free safety in the first, go ahead. If you don't, all right, go get tackled. But I think that somebody who's also really probably high on the Raiders draft boards just because of Gus Bradley's track record is JOK from Notre Dame. Gus Bradley loves his Notre Dame guys, and honestly, JOK was my primary target when Nicholas Moore was a free agent. But until we signed him, it started all right, let's go see the safeties. But I really think that you just got to go with one of the first 2 rounds has to be tackle, free safety, whichever order. But if it were up to me, it would be free safety then tackle.
If y'all have any questions for me or Andy, I am going to open the phone lines back up. You might be able to hear him much because of how my mic thing is set up. But if you have any questions for me or him, I am going to open the phone lines back up, which is 267-957-1431. So if y'all do want to call and ask him a question, which that was very quick. My God. All right, so here we go. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk. You on the line with. Did you just hang up? I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what this phone is doing. This phone is acting retarded right now.
So you're taking Parsons. You're taking Parsons, right? If he's there,
huh?
You're taking Parsons if he's there, right?
If he's there and Trevor Moorick is not there, but it.
Are you taking Morig over Parsons if they're both there at 17?
No.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
It gotta Parsons have to come if something's not there at 17 for us, like an offensive tackle or a safety. If they're not the best available there,
if Parsons and Morig are available at the same time, I'm taking Parsons.
Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Andy and D. Who is this and where you calling from?
Hey, yo, man, this is Ant-Man calling out of Cali, man.
What's going on, man? What's going on? What questions you got for us today?
What up, Spotlight? What up, Andy, man? How y'all doing today?
Good.
We're doing good.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to both of y'all, man. Y'all both doing y'all thing, man.
Appreciate
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. So, what questions you got for us today, sir?
So I just want to call in out today. I just want to talk about the 2020 draft and what we gonna do this year.
Okay, let's hear what you guys say, man. The floor is yours.
Okay, so as far as the 2020 draft, I feel like the dude from LSU, Jefferson. We could have had Jefferson with that pick.
Okay, so you heard that, Andy, right? Or no? So you saying that you should go for the best available instead of the best need is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Instead of drafting for need more this year, I thought because our roster is decent on both sides. We need a few pieces. We know that, but it's like let's not go for need. Let's go for best available. If we got a player like I like Morig. You were saying Morig. If Morig is there, let's take him instead of like trying to go with a tackle. I hear a lot of people want to take a tackle in the first round.
Yeah, that's because me and Andy was just talking about that, and I feel like if Morig is not there, then we take the tackle. And after we take the tackle, we go in the second round at that 48th pick. We get our safety there. So it's really vice versa in a sense. If Morig is there, we get him at 17. We go in the second round or that third round and get an offensive tackle. And I feel like if you go for the best available player, what if the best available player is not a defensive player? I don't want the Raiders going offense in the first round if it's not an offensive tackle. I don't want to see a wide receiver. I don't want to see a running back.
I wouldn't take a receiver or a running back. Yeah, we don't need that right now.
Right. So that's why I said,
like it's on the defensive side, and like you got a few players. Like, let me know how you feel about what's his name? Is his name like Azeez Ojulari or something like that?
Andy, you know who he is, right?
Yep.
So I don't know if you can hear Andy, but Andy is going to explain.
Yeah, I can hear him a little bit. I can hear him.
Okay, so you got it, Andy.
I mean, Azeez Ojulari, he's an edge rusher, right? We don't, as far as what we just picked up in the offseason, I don't really think that Azeez should be an option, in my opinion. I don't think that he should be on our board at all. Unless he's there in the second, third round, maybe you have to evaluate it. But as far as edge rushers, I think that we're pretty set on it. I mean, you probably can go get an edge rusher in the fifth, sixth, because, I mean, you might need some more depth if you cut Key and get $2 million out of Key. But, I mean, I don't want Azeez Ojulari. I don't want Kwity Paye in the first or in the second. I don't want no edge rushers. I think that we have to finally let our guys really, truly develop under a good defensive coordinator. We also still have Rod Marinelli as our.
I agree with you on as far as Azeez. I'm just saying, like, best of, I agree with that. I feel like we got a lot of edge rushers, and Yannick is going to be big. Yannick is going to be big for us this year. One more thing, okay, so who's your guy in the first round? Both of you. My guy Parsons. I would go Parsons. What about you guys?
Only time I say like we was just talking about it as well right before you called, and I said if somebody's not there that we really need at 17, Parsons might be the third or fourth option at 17. But me and Andy agreed that Trevor Morik is our guy at number 17. If he's not there, we get an offensive tackle in like a Tevin Jenkins or Liam Inchaber. Or it's so many offensive tackles that's coming in to this draft. It's so deep. So I think right now, me and Andy's at 17 is Trevor Morik.
Yeah, as far as for me, I think that if Parsons and Moehrig are on the board
one
at the
more
same
thing.
time,
Hold up
wanna
real
talk
quick.
about
I just want to have Andy answer real quick. So go ahead, Andy.
no, yeah, real quick. I just feel like if Parsons and Moehrig are there at the same time, I'm personally taking Parsons because there's no other draft that Parsons isn't going top 5 besides this one. But obviously Parsons, it's a big stretch for him to even be there at 17, especially after running that 4.39. I'm gonna take Moehrig if he's there at 17. If Parsons is not there, and if Moehrig isn't there, I'm going tackle.
Same time, I'm taking Parsons. Yeah, I feel the same way about that. Then on the Spotlight Raiders talk with Andy and D. Then about the defense, right? The defense, as far as the defense, right? I feel like, hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm still here. All right, yeah. So as far as the defense, man, I feel like we right now we building a hell of a defensive line. Like when you look at that line, with Malone, Cleveland Farrell, Max Crosby, Yannick, I feel like we should. We just need. We gotta go Morris the first round if he's available. We gotta add more pieces to that. Well, I don't want to draft a defensive lineman. A lot of people been talking about the guy out of Alabama. I don't think we need a tackle right now. Have you guys looked at Falone?
Well,
Barmore. I don't want Barmore.
You're talking about Christian Barmore from Alabama, right?
Yeah. A lot of guys want to go I'm not for Barmore, man.
If we didn't address the defensive tackle position in free agency, I probably would have take a look at Christian Barmore. The only reason why I'm pretty biased because Christian Barmore is from my city. He's from Philadelphia, so I seen him play in high school. I seen him play in college, and now I'm seeing him get into the NFL. That's. But as far as like not thinking of it like that, right now we don't need a defensive tackle. We really don't. I think we addressed
not
it
in the first round.
Not in the first round. I think we addressed it in free agency. So I'm not really. I started to fall back from Christian Barmore because what we did in free agency. Now, Andy, how do you feel about Christian Barmore?
I mean, I feel like Sanjeet got a lot of people sold on Christian Barmore. And personally, I was never the highest on him. I mean, he has a pretty high ceiling, but his floor is also very low coming into the NFL. I've played football myself on both sides of the ball, and I know that the way that he plays, his pad level is extremely high. It looks that each time he gets out of his stance, the man is almost standing all the way up. And that's the freaking best thing for an offensive lineman, especially interior offensive linemen who have those shorter arms. So when you open up your chest that much and it becomes a habit like it has been for Barmore, I don't want him. I know that he has a great ceiling because of how, his measurables, right? He has a really good height, weight, and his frame is good for a defensive tackle, but I don't want him, especially not at 17. I think we have bigger needs. That's my whole thing on Barmore.
Hey, I agree with everything you just said about Barmore, man. I feel the same way. And then I don't want to hold up the line, but just say one more thing. Because I called in last week and we had this discussion. How do you feel about? Because I think Cleveland Farrell gonna have a big year, man. Who do you think is better right now, out of Cleveland Farrell and Max Crosby?
Cleveland Farrell, easy.
This is the debate, man. I gotta see more from Cleveland Farrell. Right now, it's Max Crosby. So if I see. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Cleveland Farrell is trash. I see the growth every single year since he's been in the league. I say Max right now because Max had a lot of double teams and was held a lot this past season. So
who brings more to our team though?
I think both of them would take a step this year.
Who brings more to our team though?
Who brings more to the team? Me personally, I feel like Max does. I mean, Max does when it comes to a pass rush, but Cleveland Farrell is good against the run.
Cleveland Farrell isn't good against the run. He's great against the run.
Cleve balls out, man.
Yeah, he balls out against the run. But when it comes to a pass rush, I would take Max over Cleveland when it comes to pass rush. In third down situations, I'm taking Max over Cleveland.
Hey, this year I predict. I'm gonna get out of here right now, but this year I predict Cleveland to have at least 8 sacks this year, man. And I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a good day.
Ooh.
I like that. I
Thank
like
you
him.
for calling in. Appreciate it, man.
Cleveland Furrow does not suck. I don't know why, bro, in the chat is saying that. That's
I don't know why they say Cleveland Farrell sucks. I disagree. I don't think he's.
Farrell's
I don't
nice.
think. I don't think he's bad. I just feel like if he could get that pass rush, he will be very well rounded.
Okay, but okay. Max Crosby doesn't get that sack against the Chiefs without Cleveland Furrow chasing down Patrick Mahomes the whole game.
It's a team effort.
I'm saying that Cleveland Furrow is better than Max. He brings out he's more to our team.
Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with D and Andy. Who is this? And where you calling from?
This is Stan caller from Richmond, California. I was in Doc's Lodge the other day. Andy probably remember me.
Yes, sir, I do. Here the Bay Area and bro voice.
How you doing, Spotlight?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Fine. I was trying to send you my email, but you was ignoring me. I was trying to join your video.
Well, as of right now, we will have to go through my Instagram to schedule it because I knew I was supposed to get back to Andy this past weekend, but I had a little situation with my family that I did not really touch my Instagram like that. You know, I lost a friend over the weekend, so I could not function the way I wanted to function. So
I'm sorry.
it's all good. It's all good, but you know, that's why Andy was like he's available on Mondays, so I will have Andy on here on Mondays. But if you do want to come up on the show, just message me on Instagram. I'm at Spotlight Raiders Talk. If I don't get back to you, trust me, I've seen it. It's just that I got a long week ahead of me doing this and preparing for a funeral. So yeah. It's all love though.
Yeah, I found your Instagram through Doc. I didn't know you had an Instagram.
Oh, so shout out to Docs, man. He's putting us out there, man.
On wearing the shirt. That's how I was like, oh, that's Spotlight.
Oh, yeah, okay, because I rocked the shirt. Yeah, I got the hoodie too. So shout out to Docs for the merch, man. The merch is fire.
But yeah, I just followed you through Docs. I love your content. Keep doing your thing, man. I ain't gonna lie. I like how you be getting on Gruden ass, man. Like for real, man. And then like I like that you're not biased. You know what I mean? Because you know how like people be thinking everybody on our team is good, but the half of them niggas suck. You know what I mean? Them niggas just come here just to get paid. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like how you ball out before you came to our team, and then when you sign with the Raiders, you suck.
Like, and what player you talk about in particular?
Okay, for example, we got rid of Kalechi. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler. At least I know Kalechi had like some type of blood clot, whatever that shit he had, or kidney problem. I forgot what he had. But like at least Kalechi played like close to 16 games. Trent Brown played like freaking what? He played what? Less than what? 20 games? Like, he played less than what? 16 games in his 2 years with the Raiders? And we got rid of Kalechi for him? Come on now.
You mean games?
Trent Brown talented, but like, come on now. He was never like he wasn't consistent for us. Like he wasn't serious. He was here for a bag. You know what I mean? And then I wasn't with Gruden talking about he's the LeBron of tackles. I totally disagree with that. But when healthy though, Trent Brown is a baller though. But like I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Trent Brown didn't even care no more because he gained like he lost. He was way bigger. He was way bigger at first. He lost weight, then he gained hella weight when he was with us. So I seen that picture on Doc's page. I was like, wow, that's really Trent Brown.
Let me. Oh, I know Andy wanted to say something. Go ahead, Andy.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say nothing.
Oh, because I mean, I think Kalechi, the way that we did that is because of salary cap. That was more of a salary cap move because we was paying him a lot too. We weren't paying him much as Trent Brown, but we was paying him. Yeah, we wasn't paying him. Right. And we wasn't paying him much as Trent Brown, but I think it was more of a salary cap move for both of them. I think, honestly, me personally, I said it when we first got Trent Brown, even though that he was a Super Bowl champion, I felt like we overpaid. I still felt like we overpaid. I mean, but at the end of the day, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Kamesi, I guess that's how you pronounce it. But which he still is a free agent out there. He did not sign with any team right now.
Just because he was hurt.
So I'm not too sure of bringing him back in, but
no,
I'm not sure of bringing him back in.
We could sign him.
We could sign him, but I just don't think.
Bro has like 2 busted knees.
Yeah, that's my only issue. The availability. His ability is availability. So if you're not durable and you're not available to us, it's like we're signing another Trent Brown with 2 busted knees.
Well, make sure Swartz out there.
I mean, Swartz
his back is fucked up.
He's just old. The only person I see.
You know what I mean? It wouldn't hurt. You know, we throw him $5 million.
I mean. Yeah, but I mean, Swartz, that's why Swartz is not with no team right now either, because that back injury. Now, I would prefer Eric Fisher over Swartz if you want to get him on a 1-year deal. If you want to get him on a 1-year deal, yeah, Eric Fisher's still out there. So,
but Eric Fisher's a left tackle, though.
But that's a good thing, though, Andy. Tom Cable said you're going to have to play every position on the line. So, even if you can move. If you could move, like just hypothetically, if Tom Cable's letting you know that you're going to learn every position on the line, you can move Denzel to the right, put Eric at the left. But I still rather go out and still go get one in the draft, get a younger guy that plays that position in the draft.
Right. But like I was saying though, I don't agree taking a right tackle at 17. If they're not going to be, if none of them not Quentin Nelson, I wouldn't take them. Quentin Nelson was NFL ready from the jump. Look at his highlight tape.
It's too many offensive tackles that's just as good as Quentin Nelson.
And Quentin Nelson's a guard, though. Quentin Nelson's a guard.
Yeah, he's more of a guard, right?
If I take a lineman as good as Quentin Nelson, I wouldn't take it at 17. I'll go second or third for tackle. You know what I mean? Because everybody forgot that we had the worst defense in Raiders history. Everybody want to look at the offense. Our offense started off as a top 10 offense. Then we fell off. Because why? We're very predictable. We have a pop winner offense. Gruden has to go. He fucking sucks. Gruden. The only reason why Gruden won the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is because Tony Dungy built that team. I don't know why Tony Dungy got fired. They want to say, "Oh, Tony Dungy this, Tony Dungy that." See, that's Gruden fans being biased. Tony Dungy could be Tony Dungy got a higher chance of being a Hall of Famer coach than John Gruden. Tony Dungy got fired 2 years. Then 2 years later, he went to the coach and won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. Why Raiders fans ain't talking about that? Exactly. Tony Dungy.
I never said. Me personally, I never said that John Gruden sucks. What I think John Gruden needs to do is get with today's football. I feel like he's a little bit too old school.
He's behind.
I mean,
he's way behind.
Yeah, I think right. I feel like he's way behind. I never said that he sucked. If he could open up his playbook to make it look like what it is in today's offensive football, even with the old school in itself, he did put a little bit of wrinkles in his offensive arsenal. Don't get me wrong, he did. But the only problem that we had with John Gruden, he's conservative when it's needed when it comes to a win.
Exactly.
That's my only problem with John. I have no other issue with John Gruden. When it comes to that one game with the Chargers, and you don't let Mariota go for it on 4th down, and you kick a field goal in OT, knowing that you got the worst defense in the NFL, that's what makes it conservative. But I feel like this year, with the weapons that he's going to have, bringing in Drake, bringing in Snead, bringing in Brown, he's going to have to open up the offense. It can't be I formation on 1st, 2nd down and make it predictable. It just can't be that. But before you talk, I do want to hear Andy's perspective of it too.
Go ahead.
No, yeah. I think the only thing with Gruden is that I don't think that obviously he has been conservative in certain points.
Hold on, Andy. Yeah, it's a little bit low because of how my computer speakers are at this moment. So it's going to be a little bit low. So if you do have like another phone or something, just make sure you could just hear it that way.
No, the only thing is that with Gruden, I think that maybe these things is that with no other team is being conservative a bad thing, right? Our defense was just horrible. So with another team, they're not going to give up every single third down. They're not going to give up every single fourth down, right? Like our defense never backed up our offense ever. So that's why being conservative looked so bad. But with the team that has a competent defense, the conservativeness isn't going to look as bad. But yes, I do agree. In times, he has been too conservative when we needed to go for certain plays, right? When we knew our defense wasn't going to back us up, so you were like, all right, we have to go out and do this. But I mean, I think that at the end of the day, with a better defense, we won't be talking about this as much. But I understand both sides.
Yeah, that's like I have no issue with Gruden. Like, I just feel like now he sees how offenses are ran in the NFL. You got to utilize every skill player that you need to succeed in today's NFL. I'm sorry to say, like, you're going to have your jokers out there. You're going to have your tight ends. You're going to have your receivers, but you got to make sure you got to learn how to utilize your offensive skill sets to the best of his ability. But Gruden is definitely far from the issue. It's just a little changes that he needs. It's not nothing drastic because we were the top 10 offense, even the way he called his offense last year. We were still top 10.
Top 10 offense with the worst defense in history.
Exactly. Just little things he needs to tweak. But other than that, we should be good, man. I don't think he needs to be fired. I think if in his fourth year, if he doesn't at least get us to the playoffs, he's going to be on the hot seat.
I think he already is.
Yeah, definitely. What I was going to say, people keep saying that Gruden changed our team. How did he change our team? We've been had a good offense. We've been had a good offensive line. Our offensive line was overpaid. Well, before we had Tom Cable, Mike Tyson's a better offensive line coach than Turn Cable to me. I don't know why we didn't reserve him. Mike Tyson's a good coach. You remember him?
Mike Tyson was a good coach, but I love what Tom Cable has done with our offensive line since he came there. Ever since he came there, you got to see, we always had a top 5 offensive line under Tom Cable.
Right.
So
this year we wasn't top 5 though.
just think about it though.
Our offensive line was top 5. It's just that they got old. Rodney Hudson got old. Gabe Jackson, it was been rumors about him for the last couple of years getting traded.
We can't run block for shit. So we lost Incognito. Defenses know how to game plan better.
But you gotta,
that's why we're great on the pass, but we can't run block.
You gotta fail to realize too. Injuries happen. It's the game of football. Injuries happen. Yeah, we struggle running the football in the years knowing that Trent Brown was hurt, Richie Incognito was hurt. We have to keep switching Sam Young and Brandon Parker, Denzel Good. It's not confusion. It's just that they're learning a new position because those players are out. So when you're learning a new position, it takes time to develop. Well, even though that our run game was shitty, we were still top 10 in scoring. We were still top 10 in scoring. We averaged 30 plus points a game, even without a good running game.
I mean, it just shows you how Gruden isn't the problem, in my opinion. When
we averaged 30 points a game, I don't remember that.
We averaged a lot of points per game. We averaged pretty close to 30. And not only that is that how can we say that he's conservative when we had a top 10 offense?
And we put up 30. We put up 30 plus points. Look at that Jets game. We put up
40 on the Chiefs. We put up 37 on the Broncos.
I can't think we had 6 points. I got to mix up the Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons game. I can say Falcons and Patriots game was the only two that we probably had a low scoring. For real.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? Let me ask you a question. I know this got nothing to do with the Raiders, but what do you think about the Patriots offseason move?
I don't care.
We don't. Honestly, I don't really care. I mean, the Patriots. Don't get me wrong, because I do have a second channel called the Spotlight Sports Network. So let me finish. I do have a second channel called the Spotlight Sports Network, and I do cover all sports on that channel, all teams and everything of that nature. So I'm just going to let it know right now. if the Raiders had the much salary cap as the New England Patriots, you would have seen a different free agency.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. You would have saw a different. I think we probably would have got, with the money that they had, we probably would have got our number one receiver out of Galladay or Juju. We probably would have got our number one receiver with the salary cap of what they had. They spent mad money in the first 4 hours of free agency.
Yeah.
Juju is not a number one receiver.
Hunter Henry before the day even passed, or before the you know how free agency was official on March 13th or March 14th? Yeah.
So according to EC Everett, he put it on in the chat that the Raiders went 8-5, averaged 28.6 a game, then 0-3, and it was 23.3 points a game. So technically, it's not even our offense; it's really the defense that could not keep them from scoring 90% of the time.
Right. But what I was saying though, I ain't gonna lie. Let's be honest. Carr has not been the same ever since he broke his leg. Carr first 3 years, what? Top 100 three-time Pro Bowler. What else? He got into the playoffs. Offense improved every year. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? After 2016, bro, he been kind of,
Our offense didn't improve every year. He lost Cooper. He lost Crabtree.
He got one side of the field, and then he was trying to force it to the receiver. Like, for instance, when we had Coop, when we had Crab, when we had, who was it? Who was the other receivers we had? Was it Andre Holmes? One of them dudes. Yeah, man. And then we ended up getting picked off. Now when we got with Gruden, he's dinking and dunking. But then he's not letting Carr slinging the ball like that. You know what I mean? And the only reason why Carr percentage is like, you know what I'm saying, is good. Like, it's not great, but it's good. Because
it's not great, but it's good.
He don't
but
attack the field enough. He's not a gunslinger.
It's
like
not great, but it's good. But it's not great, but it's good. But you're saying this. But I'm gonna put you in on something though. Even after the 2016 season, right? I think I don't know if Andy could agree with it, but the last 3 years that Carr's been here, the last 3 years, he's been a 4,000 yard passer, if I'm not mistaken. 1 or 2 years or 3 years.
Without a number one receiver, too.
Yeah, but everybody's going on the
listen, just hear me out. I'll let you talk. So hear me out. I'll let you talk. He had 4,000 passing yards in 3 years, but no real number one. Without an Antonio Brown, without a Tyrell Williams. That's one. Number two, he was top 5 in completion percentage.
Every year.
At that. Every year. And then you got to look at his interception touchdown ratio. He has more touchdowns than interceptions in the last 3 years. But you got to think about it. It all comes back to.
I didn't know he had like 28 touchdowns this year. I didn't know that. I thought he had like
because
21.
You know what the problem is.
30.
Everybody looks at the bad of Carr instead of looking at the good.
I'm not blaming him. I'm
Andy,
just
can you
saying
agree
he's
with that?
scary. He's soft. I don't like that. Carr used to play with that Bama mentality. That shit been ended.
I don't think so. You must say look at week 17 against the Broncos when we were down and he came back in the fourth quarter.
I say fuck this season.
I mean, I did every season this past year. I did every live play-by-play and reaction. Even though
leads the league in NFL comebacks. How is he like?
Right, he has so many NFL comebacks as a Raiders quarterback. He has a lot. He has a lot of comebacks. So that's just basically, what it is. But
he leads the league in NFL comebacks from ever since he entered the draft, right? That's what you're saying?
Yep.
Yes, since he's been in the draft.
Okay, he is the best quarterback in the draft class. He better than who was it? Blake Bortles, Bridgewater. Who was the other quarterback that was
not just in his draft class,
not in his draft
entering the year.
NFL period. Look at many comebacks that Derek Carr has.
Since 2014, he leads all quarterbacks in the NFL.
Entering the league, that's what it
says. Since 2014, since he came into the league, he had more comebacks than any quarterback since 2014. Look it up.
Yeah, I've seen that, but that's not more than Aaron Rodgers. That's not more than
since 2014. Yes, it is. Since 2014.
Okay, let me look it up.
Yo, this shit.
Let me look it up. No, but like you're shit though. But I'm just saying. Let me see, man.
So, but because we have other callers calling in, bro. So we really can't wait on it. We have other callers calling in at this time.
Okay.
So,
but one more question before I go.
What's up, man?
So wait. Did I hear Andy and that other guy say that Keelan Farrell is better than Max Crosby?
That's their opinions, bro.
Cleveland Farrell is better than Max Crosby.
He had 4 sacks in 2 years. He's the number 4 overall pick. I'm tired of y'all making excuses for him. Let's be honest. He fucking sucks. Danico Autry is better than him. He went undrafted. Shelby Harris was a 7th-round pick. Way better than him. Come on now. Keelan Farrell, if he don't get over 8 sacks this year, he's going to be out the league. You know what I mean? Because y'all got on DJ Hayden. DJ Hayden played better than him, and he was injured.
DJ Hayden.
Keelan Farrell was
DJ.
what,
Come on now. After this, I'm just going to say thank you for your time, sir. Because DJ Hayden, no matter where he went, he was hot garbage. He was dumpster juice, no matter where he went. So you can't say nothing. You can't compare Cleveland Farrell to a goddamn Cleveland Farrell to a DJ Hayden. DJ Hayden was terrible since he came into the NFL. We're not going to do that. DJ Hayden?
Not 2016, though.
DJ Hayden was trash every year he was in the NFL, bro. Let's
he was a better slot corner than LaMarcus Joyner was.
Because LaMarcus Joyner best
2016. DJ Hayden kept away every receiver though.
LaMarcus is a safety, brother man.
DJ Hayden might get burnt here and there, but at least he kept away every receiver though. At least he was able to get breakups.
Okay, bro.
LaMarcus Joyner not do none of that.
We understand that, bro. But we got other callers calling in, bro. Thank you for your time.
Well,
Appreciate
thanks for having me, Spotlight.
No problem, man. No problem.
You have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Did this guy just say DJ Hayden was better than LaMarcus Joyner? Now, if LaMarcus Joyner would have played his position, which was safety, when he played with the Rams, it would have been a different story. But you can't compare DJ Hayden with LaMarcus Joyner, where LaMarcus Joyner never played slot corner until he got to the Raiders. I'm just saying. Andy, I don't know. This what happens on the calls, bro.
That's why when I'm going live, I ain't doing that. I can't do that.
He said Danico Autry.
I mean, I'm gonna hop off real soon, but all I'm saying is I'm probably gonna go live later today on my channel.
Sure.
Around in like a couple 3 hours or so, around 5 my time, so 8 East Coast. So yeah, but that was a lot. That was a lot to hear right there. I ain't gonna lie. That was interesting. But yeah.
That was definitely a lot to hear, and I cut off the phone lines after that, man, because that just this what happens with the Raider Nation. You're gonna have these type of Raider Nation fans. This is what happens, man. And make sure y'all go live. Make sure when Andy go live, make sure y'all go show him some love. I know Raider Honcho might go live today. Docs might go live today. I'm like one of the earliest Raiders person that like to go live because I have so much stuff to do after 5 o'clock. So thank you so much, Andy, for coming on, man. If you want to come on anytime, just let me know. No matter if it's just Mondays, anytime during the week, let me know. I'll always have you up here, bro. It's not a problem.
That's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna just I'll hit you up. Definitely all the days that I can hop on this. It was a good time. It was an interesting time at the end. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and do my own thing. I'm gonna try and go live later today. So if y'all want to tune into that, but thank you for having me. But I'm out.
All right, man. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it.
All right.
And shout out to my boy Andy, man. He be doing the damn thing, man. I apologize for that call, but you're gonna have callers like that every single time, man. Y'all gonna have callers like that every single time. But yeah, it's been a great show. I just can't stop laughing at anybody. I just can't stop laughing. It was a great show. I appreciate everybody being here. The 104 in the chat. Andy was like, "Oh, I gotta go after this call. I got to go." And I know he probably gotta, wait, get prepared for his show. And the last remarks for this show, man, you can speak your mind on here. You could. That's one thing about me. You can speak your mind on here, and I know we was on there for a 20-minute call, and I'm gonna open up the lines a little bit earlier tomorrow. I might be on a little bit later tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment at 3:30, so I might end up getting on from 4 to 6 tomorrow instead of 3 or 5 because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Or I might just start a little bit earlier than 4 o'clock. But but I try to keep it 100% raw and uncut. The last remarks I want to put is that make sure you go subscribe to Raider Honcho, Graphk Raider, Samoan Raider, Sanjit T, Andy, Raider Football Talk. Everybody that's a part of the Raider Nation, make sure you subscribe to their channels, man. We all bring different kind of content. That's one thing we about to do. We bring different kind of content on each channel. And at the same time, make sure y'all go check out. Do myself a favor and block the fool. I need a call screener. Listen, I have their numbers here. But listen, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Man. So look at I am on StreamYard, bro. Melvin Barlow, I am on StreamYard. It's just that I had an issue with people coming on StreamYard and it was trolls on here and I had to keep blocking. That's why I do the call-in shows. You see that the call-in shows, I don't have those trolls anymore. So now if I open it up to go to StreamYard, that's fine. But what I would do is that if you do want to come on here and be a part of the show, hit me up on Instagram at Spotlight Raider Talk. DM me on Instagram, Spotlight Raider Talk. And I will send you the actual link. Send me your email, send whatever you want to send, and I will send it over to you if you want to be a part of that day's show. So I do everything through StreamYard. This is what I use for my streaming platforms. I'm live on Facebook, I'm live on Twitter, and I'm live on YouTube. So, I got it already, Melvin. I got it already in the bag, my guy. But don't forget, the merch is out. The baby Trent Brown t-shirts are out. Spotlight Raiders Talk gear is out right now. So make sure y'all go cop it up. Make sure y'all go over to spotlightsportsgear.com or go to the direct link that my moderators will be putting in the chat for the baby Trent Brown t-shirts. Make sure y'all follow me on all social medias at Spotlight Raiders Talk on Facebook, Spotlight RN Talk on Twitter, and Spotlight Raiders Talk on Instagram. It's been fun, man. The baby Trent t-shirts are fire. Icy Nate, you ain't get one yet. Though. But make sure y'all go show some love with the merch and everything. I will have more Raiders news for y'all tomorrow. I might be on a little bit late due to my doctor's appointment, but I do want to thank all y'all for coming on to the show. I gave y'all I might do a live mock draft tomorrow as for the show. I might do a live mock draft for the show tomorrow since I'm going to be late. But thank y'all so much for being here, man. It's been another show. It's been love. It's been great, man. Thank y'all so much. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Spotlight Raiders Talk. We are in the building. But until then, we'll see you in the next live stream or in the next video. Peace.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the arm and the leg to reach that goal line.